Just woke up. First full day in Bali. It's about 6:30 a.m. Still a little bit jet lag, a little bit out of it, but that's not going to stop us. We got a big day ahead of us. We are going to go for breakfast, hop on our scooters, visit some beaches, and I will take the camera with me, hopefully film some dope shit. It feels good to be back here, man. I love Bali. I usually come here during the winters for a couple months. It's starting to feel like a second home. I got a little project out here I'm working on too, so I'll show you guys some of that. But yeah, man, I love Bali. Feels good to be back, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the next couple months. It's gonna be fun. The only thing that's a bit of a pain in the ass is we are 13 hours ahead of Toronto. So the markets for me open at 10:30 p.m. Bali time. So sometimes it can be a bit of a pain in the ass to trade, especially if I'm waking up at 6:30 a.m. I just couldn't fall back asleep. But hopefully we can catch a trade, hop on the charts with Spen today. But yeah, so we just checked into the first villa, and let me give you guys a little tour here. So this is the spot. This is the spot we're in for the first week. We're staying in the south in an area called Uluwatu, one of my favorite spots. Beautiful beaches, great food. And yeah, that's basically it. The villa is great, beautiful place, except for the monkeys, man. These monkeys terrorize you. They're like the equivalent of like raccoons in Canada. So we had a monkey walk in here yesterday and just start throwing shit around. So it can be a bit crazy at times. You gotta watch your belongings, keep your bags close because these little fuckers will take everything, I swear. Standing on the property in Bali. We bought this puppy last year. I bought it with one of my buddies named Franco. So this is the plot over here. And the plan is to eventually build a couple of villas and hopefully move down to Bali part-time. So some exciting stuff going on, and hopefully I can document a little bit of that process once we start going here. We are back at the villa after running around all day, and I am absolutely zonked. Got a lot of sun, man. It's so easy to burn in this country. Anyway, got a fresh cut as well, not too shabby. $4 Canadian for that. Gotta love Indonesia, man. Anyway, we are going to go out for dinner in a bit, and hopefully I can stay up for the next couple hours so I can trade a little bit with Spen, but we'll see. It's going to be a toss-up because I am absolutely bagged, but I'm going to try to hang in there.
Oh, juicy, juicy, juicy. Rating?
7-1.
7-1. Very mid.
What is going on? Hope everyone is doing well. It is morning over here in Bali, and I'm quickly just going to make a video going over the 2 trades that I took yesterday. So going into the day, we have this massive hitter of a move, about 350 points during London session. And whenever we have a huge move during London, something that's, 200-300 points plus, you can bet your ass that 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, New York, or at least the beginning of New York, is going to be a shit show. It's going to be a bit choppy, and that's something to be wary about going into the day. So I was a bit hesitant, didn't really know if I was going to take any trades, but I saw a decent setup, So this was the first trade I took. Let's just play price a bit on the 15-minute here. So as you can see, we have this massive move during London. Here. We retrace into discount of this move, holding this 15-minute fair value gap, and we get a retracement back up to the upside, and we tap into this 15-minute bearish fair value gap here. So what I wanted to see was a retracement into this 15, and then I was hoping that price was going to continue to deliver to the downside. So I was looking for shorts, and the first short of the day that I took was right here. So we have a liquidity sweep, and I believe this was a SMT with ES as well. I could be wrong. There was an SMT in here somewhere. Anyway, so this was the trade idea. We tap back into this 15-minute fair value gap, bearish 15-minute. We have a liquidity sweep here on the 1-minute time frame, and then we have this super obvious 1-minute fair value gap. So I was targeting this low right here inside of this fair value gap. This would have been my break-even point, and then the full TP would have been down here. These are great liquidity pools, lows inside of the fair value gap. So I was hoping that we would at least deliver to this low. And of course, my entry was, oops, what did I do? And of course, my entry was the close below the fair value gap here. So let's play price back. So we create fair value gap to the upside, and we tap into the bearish 15-minute gap, and then immediately take a dump and inverse this gap here. So my entry would have been this candle close. I believe I entered a couple seconds earlier because I knew it was going to close below, or at least had a good idea. And this was the trade idea here. So as you can see, let's play price a little bit. I don't know why it doesn't want to play on the 1 minute. There we go. So as you can see, we tap into this 1-minute fair value gap here, and then we make a new internal low. So we put in a new low here, come back up, we retest the fair value gap, the inverse fair value gap, we come back down, and we sweep this low. So as soon as we sweep this new internal low, I put my stop to break even. So the trade looks something like this. And again, this would have been the first break-even point right here, this low inside of the fair value gap. And then full take profit would have been down here for about a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward. So we take this internal low, I put my stop to break even, price comes back up and stops me out right about here. So that was the first trade of the day. That was a break-even trade, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a bit jet lagged, and I should have called it a day there. I still got to work on my discipline a little bit, but I decided to keep trading. So we sweep this low, nice little liquidity sweep, and we start creating a move back up. To be honest, this trade looked decent too. Looked like a decent trade to the upside, but I was still bearish on the day. I still had a bearish bias. I probably should have changed my bias, and we had a 15-minute gap still holding up here. So eventually we inverse this 15-minute, which is a very bullish sign that shows that price may want to continue going up, as we did not respect this fair value gap to the downside. We did for a little bit. You can see we test it, and then we finally break through, indicating that we probably want to go higher, but I'm a bit slow sometimes. And I still decided that shorts were a good idea for some reason. So we had this fair value gap right here on the 1 minute. We closed above this 15-minute inverse, indicating that we probably want to go higher, but I still attempted to take a short, which is just, it's not smart hockey. That's a stupid trade on my part. And this was the entry here. I will show you. So as soon as we close below this gap, I decided to try shorts one more time. The stop would have been a close back above this fair value gap, so this candle here. And again, I was targeting this low inside of this fair value gap. That would have been the full TP for about a 1 to 2.7. And I hopped out of this thing a little bit early. As you can see, we closed below and then immediately trade back above this inverse fair value gap, which is the indication that I should get out of the trade. So first trade, no regrets taking. It was a clean setup. We retested the bearish 15-minute and we inverse a 1 minute to downside. But this second trade was just stupid because the higher time frame was telling me that we probably wanted to go higher. As you can see, the 15-minute candle comes back into this inverse fair value gap, retests it, and then bang, we get a move back to the upside. So there's really no reason I should have taken this short. It was a small loss, about $150, and we are up, I think, a total of about $120 on the week. It was a bit of a slower week just because I've been traveling, a lot of flights. But yeah, it's important to be able to look at the charts and analyze where you went wrong, because that is how you get better every single day. So looking at this second setup, I had no business taking this just because the higher time frame was indicating that longs were the play. So, you know, it is what it is, small loss. You need to take the learning lessons that come with your losses. And that's basically it. So that was yesterday summed up. I think Monday next week is a bank holiday, but starting Tuesday, hopefully we can capture some nice trades for you. Anyway, that's basically it. We are going to get the fuck out of here and probably head to a beach or something like that. So might take the camera and film some content for the next video I make. Who knows? We'll see you guys in the next one.